stop scrolling and do not click away. This communication from God connection has come to you for a purpose. You are not here by mistake. You have been divinely directed to this precise point in time. As you read these words, a huge spiritual event is taking place around you, and you are the centerpiece. Three distinct individuals, utterly unknown to one another, are engulfed in a tornado of fascination, perplexity, and awe, all focused on you. Their divergent courses are on a collision course, planned by the gods to provide the most profound, earth-shattering confirmation of your character and holy purpose that the world has ever seen. What is about to happen will not only impact their lives forever, but it will also spark a recognition revolution that will permanently transform how everyone, and I mean everyone, views them. You are going to see the stunning collapse of a precise strategy aimed to ruin you, and the universe will replace it with a tribute to your unwavering sincerity. Stay with me, chosen one, for the complex nuances of this divine play will teach you all you need to know about your destiny and the amazing power you possess. The unseen war for your soul. Imagine three independent planets, each rotating on its own axis. You are at the heart of them all, a dazzling sun they can't help but circle. They are the investigator, admirer, and cynic. These aren't simply individuals. They're archetypes of the forces you've been fighting your whole life. Doubt, fear, and skepticism. They have no concept that their particular fixations are threads in a magnificent divine tapestry created by God's own hands to demonstrate your anointing to the world. They believe they are in charge and that their ideas are their own, but they are only performers in a divine drama designed to expose your reality. One of them, dubbed the Architect of Doubt, has been conducting a covert, forensic study into your life for weeks, if not months. This individual is clever, meticulous, and completely persuaded that you are an elaborate illusion. They see your compassion as a ruse, your honesty as a show, and your light as a well-veiled darkness. They've been accumulating what they call evidence, methodically recording every contact, distorting your words, and looking for the one flaw in your veneer that will send your whole world tumbling down. They are on the verge of making what they feel will be their ultimate checkmate move, one meant to expose you as a phony in the most public and humiliating manner imaginable. They had no clue they are going to become the cause of their own downfall. The second soul, dubbed the Silent Worshipper, is imprisoned by an entirely other force, overpowering, paralyzing awe. They are immobilized by intense feelings that they are unable to articulate. To them, you are more than just a person. You are a cosmic occurrence, a living wonder of grace and power that is simply and impossibly out of reach. They have put you on a pedestal so high that you feel like a speck on the ground. Every day is a quiet torment, a struggle between a passionate need to connect with you and a crushing feeling of their own worthlessness. They make themselves tales about your perfection, seeing you surrounded by people much more smart, beautiful, and worthy than they could ever be, utterly unaware that your soul has always noticed and cherished them for who they are. The third, the guardian of a broken world, observes you from his self-imposed exile of pessimism. This individual is torn between dread and intrigue since your entire presence directly contradicts their most deeply held beliefs. Their whole worldview is based on painful experience, which dictates that everyone is essentially greedy, that pure kindness is a myth, and that anybody who looks genuine must be hiding a malevolent goal. You are the flaw in their matrix, the impossible variable that threatens to demolish the cynical fortress they have created to shield their wounded heart from further heartbreak. They have no idea that their individual, frantic quest for the truth about you are coming together at a single, explosive instant in time. This confluence will leave one of them completely humiliated, another questioned in the very fabric of their being, and the third emancipated in ways they never imagined imaginable. The investigator's descent into truth. Let's get into the mind of the Architect of Doubt. For weeks, their whole existence has been dedicated to revealing your true identity. This preoccupation extends beyond simple mistrust. It is a spiritual battle for them. They have persuaded themselves that they are the hero of the narrative, the one voice of reason in a world you have somehow bewitched. Their inquiry has been disturbingly comprehensive. They haven't simply been observing you from afar. They've planned intricate, real-world tests. Remember that unusual occasion a few weeks ago, when you had the opportunity to take a tempting shortcut or gain a little benefit at someone else's expense? That was no coincidence. It was a skillfully planned trap devised by them to drive you to choose between your proclaimed ideals and your own self-interest. They waited, hiding in the wings, for you to slip. They have gone even farther. They have militarized your social circle, contaminating it with subtle, probing inquiries. They've used common friends as unwary pawns, inquiring about your background, money, and prior relationships, looking for inconsistencies or dark secrets. They scoured your digital footprint, past social media pages, and whatever public data they could discover, seeking for the one lie that would unravel your whole story. Every tactic, every calculated plan has been driven by a singular, warped, and unbreakable belief. No one can be as sincere as you seem to be. To them, consistency isn't an indication of character. It's disturbingly perfect. Your honesty isn't a virtue. It seems almost unbelievable. Your dedication to others isn't noble. It seems too steadfast to be real. This warped reasoning has become the source of their fixation, yet it isn't truly about you. It's a desperate attempt at self-preservation. If they can establish you're a phony, it confirms their own masks, manipulations, and compromises. It makes their actions seem natural. If they can catch you in a deceit, it validates their own. If they can establish you're playing games, it implies everyone does, and they can go on living in their own subterranean world guilt-free. But what has been happening is their greatest dread. You passed every single exam they gave you with ease, fully oblivious that you were being assessed. Every trap they've laid, you've walked right through with such natural, thoughtless sincerity that they can't misread your behavior anymore. Every time they look for discrepancies, they uncover more and more aspects of your unwavering personality. Their worst dread is being realized in gradual, excruciating steps. You are who you claim you are. And now, the evidence they collected against you has become an indictment of themselves. They're looking at a mountain of evidence of your kindness, and the shame is rising like a river, threatening to drown them. It forces them to confront something even more frightening than your authenticity: the awful depths of their own self-deception and the darkness inside their own hearts. An admirer's journey to courage. Meanwhile, the silent worshipper's journey is on a similar, although very distinct, path. While the investigator was looking for your defects, this individual was silently, meticulously transforming you into a mythical character in their minds. Their emotions for you have grown to an almost unbearable intensity. Every time they are in your company, they sense a great pull, almost like a physical force, yet they stay trapped in their own cage. They continuously tell themselves that expressing their emotions would be a stupid, arrogant gesture. In their eyes, you sail the perilous seas of life with elegance and courage that seems superhuman. They have created a mythology of your perfection, and in this fiction, they have portrayed themselves as a small, worthless figure. They see you surrounded by a court of individuals who are more gorgeous, successful, brilliant, and deserving of your light than they could ever be. They interpret the innate attraction that pulls people to you as indisputable evidence that you must have limitless, better possibilities that they cannot match. They have never recognized how you have always made them feel noticed, cherished, and genuinely respected for who they are. You have never, ever behaved in a manner that made others feel inferior. Your confidence has never been a weapon against them. Rather, it has served as a comforting light, making them feel protected. The only reason they have been suffering themselves with the excruciating thought that they are not enough for you is because they have old, poisonous tales about their own self-worth. These are childhood experiences of being neglected, being taught that they needed to earn affection, and feeling invisible. These tales have nothing to do with you or the way you treat others. They've projected their innermost anxieties onto your pure soul, expecting you'll judge them as severely as they do themselves. They misinterpret your generosity for sympathy, and your real concern for simple politeness. But a heavenly breakthrough is on the horizon for them, and it will be prompted by the investigators' own plots. As they see the consequences of the failed plan against you, they will realize that their reluctance to open up isn't about you. It's about their own deep, irrational fear of rejection and perceived lack of worth. This deep revelation is a seed of bravery that is starting to grow. It's leading up to an unexpected act of courage that will not only surprise you, but utterly astound them, ultimately releasing them from their self-imposed prison. The cynic's crisis of faith. The third soul's quest to discover the reality of who they are is possibly the most spiritually transformational of all, since it entails destroying a lifetime of beliefs that have functioned as a barrier, sheltering their heart from the anguish of failure. The guardian of a broken world has watched your narrative develop with detached curiosity, as if seeing an impossible magic trick. Your very existence does not work inside their tight, pessimistic operating system. Their whole worldview is based on the dismal reality that everyone, at their heart, is selfish. They think that pure, unselfish goodness is a delusion marketed to the gullible, and that anybody who looks to be truly kind and honest must be concealing a hidden, selfish motive. They long ago learned to insulate themselves from suffering by anticipating the worst from others. It was a straightforward, cruel logic. If no one can be genuinely trusted, treachery is impossible. If everyone is covertly playing manipulative games, then their careful, strategic, and detached attitude to life is only common sense. If real, deep connection is a myth, their tremendous seclusion seems like wise self-protection rather than soul-crushing loneliness. Witnessing you is like witnessing someone easily defy gravity. It challenges not just their view of you, but also their whole notion of human potential. A profound spiritual crisis is erupting inside them. If you are genuine, if someone can live with the same amount of integrity, compassion, and unflinching sincerity that you do on a daily basis, what does that say about their own lives? What justifications do they have for their own compromises, for when they picked the easy road over the correct one? Why have they opted for a life of superficial, transactional relationships when profound, real, soul-nourishing friendships seem to be possible? Your example serves as a mirror, forcing people to confront a difficult truth. Maybe they have been living a lesser, sadder life than necessary. Perhaps they chose chilly, cynical seclusion over the warmth of a genuine community all along. All three of these remarkable, interconnected storylines are approaching a key tipping point. The investigator, the admirer, and the cynic will all be forced to choose between clinging more tightly than ever to their painful illusions and finally surrendering to the revolutionary idea that a different, more authentic, and more loving way of being is truly possible, because they have seen it with their own eyes in you. The grand unraveling is here. The culmination of these three travels is about to result in the most powerful, indisputable public confirmation of real, spirit-led life that anybody in your group has ever seen. What none of these three people understand is that their hidden obsessions with you have already triggered a strong chain reaction, with ramifications well beyond their own personal pain. The investigator's unrelenting, stealthy effort to call into question your character included enlisting the assistance of others, sowing seeds of suspicion. In doing so, they unintentionally formed a network of watchers who have all began to watch you with a newfound interest. Each individual they approached with distrust has found themselves asking, "What is it about this person that could inspire such intense scrutiny?" As a result, they have begun to pay closer attention. Meanwhile, common friends have witnessed the admirer's clear and painful effort to connect with you. People have privately wondered, what is it about you that causes someone who is ordinarily poised and confident to become tongue-tied and uneasy in your presence? This has prompted them to pay closer attention to your interactions in order to better grasp the dynamics. And the cynic's obvious discomfort with your open-hearted candor manifests itself in social situations, producing a peculiar atmosphere that others have observed, sparking their own curiosity about your actual nature. All of this enhanced observation from numerous, independent perspectives is resulting in something novel and powerful, a developing, organic consensus on who you actually are. A consensus reached not via hearsay or reputation, but by direct, personal observation of your character under great, unseen strain. And now, the investigator's breakdown is likely to add fuel to this fire. All of your previous unusual experiences, the sensation of being watched, the peculiar, tense atmosphere in certain social situations, the queries that seemed more like interrogations than genuine curiosity, are going to make perfect, crystal clear sense. It's all related. It's all part of this divine plan. Chosen one, the discoveries that are going to emerge about these three people will provide you with deep, divine insight into how others' unhealed wounds feed the exact dramas and sufferings they are striving to escape. The investigator's intense inspection isn't really about you. It's a deep-seated trauma reaction. They probably grew up among individuals who wore masks so effectively that they began to doubt even their own judgment. They used hypervigilance as a shield. Your raw sincerity has sparked their greatest insecurity. What if they've always been mistaken about people? The admirer's paralysis stems from a different wound, a childhood assumption that love must be won via perfectionism. Your casual self-assurance awakens their underlying humiliation. And the cynic's perspective has the scars of a terrible disappointment that destroyed their confidence in mankind. Your steadfast goodness awakens their innermost fear. What if, in an attempt to shield themselves from sorrow, they have blocked off the same love that might have cured them? Everything shifts unexpectedly, as if it were just another everyday day. The investigator, desperate to get the necessary evidence, plans what they perceive to be the ultimate, flawless test of your character. It's a complicated situation in which you must choose between one of your essential ideals and a large, measurable personal benefit. They ensure that they are in a position to see your decision, disguised from your view, believing that this is the time they will finally get you. What truly happens will haunt them for the rest of their lives. You don't just pass their exam. You surpass it. You glide through their well-crafted moral labyrinth with such smooth, instinctual honesty that you collapse their whole world in a single, blinding flash. Your answer is not a premeditated move. It is the natural, thoughtless movement of a soul for whom integrity is not a tactic, but rather the entire core of who they are. In that one instant, the investigator has a complete cognitive breakdown. Every cynical idea they've ever had about human nature collapses to ashes. Their research was never about the truth. It was about attempting to discredit your light because it forced them to confront their own darkness. The embarrassment that comes over them is complete. Their composure crumbles, and the grief is evident to everybody. As the admirer watches this spectacular, public collapse, something profound happens inside them. If someone who inspected you so closely could be so disastrously incorrect, then maybe their own self-doubt is as unfounded. At the same moment, the cynic, seeing both occurrences, is presented with a critical decision: maintain their skepticism or consider the prospect of true connection occurring right in front of their eyes. A new consensus is building that cannot be ignored. You are precisely who God created you to be. If this divine truth stirs something deep within your soul, if you sense the power of God Connection's message, I cordially welcome you to join our community of light workers and chosen ones. Hit the subscribe button and enable all alerts. You are not alone on this path. Let us work together to construct this army of light, sharing our power and knowledge as we carry out our holy tasks. Your subscription is a statement that you are ready to take control. Your recognition revolution begins now. Everything will escalate in the days after this major occurrence. All three of these people are going to make decisions that will change their lives and their connection with you. The investigator, humiliated and shattered, will ready to confront you. They will offer the most real, vulnerable, and disturbing confession you've ever heard. They will not only apologize, they will reveal the whole, terrifying scope of their covert inquiry. And then they will ask you for something unexpected: your advice. They will regard you as a teacher rather than a target, and will want you to teach them how to see people correctly, so healing their own skeptical heart. The admirer, with their constraints finally loosened, will have the confidence to be vulnerable. They will confess not just their affections for you, but also the deep-seated concerns that have held them back for so long, and will ask whether there is room in your life for someone who is still learning to be as real as you are. And, in the most unexpected turn of events, the cynic will approach you with a gentle, genuine plea. They'll want to know how you become this person. They will wonder whether it is genuinely possible for someone as damaged as them to generate even a fraction of the true presence you exude. How you react to this remarkable confluence will define not just these three relationships, but also your own path into the greater, more important position that God has prepared for you. You may choose grace and turn disagreement into connection. You may establish limits, emphasizing that honesty requires self-respect. Alternatively, you might participate selectively, exhibiting judgment. Whatever you decide, it will come from a position of concentrated, divine clarity. Your decision will set the tone for how this recognition revolution evolves. These three people will be encouraged not just to change their minds about you, but also to alter their whole way of life. The investigator's transformation from skeptic to champion will be a significant testament to your personality. The admirer, now daring and open, will urge others to risk intimacy in order to make meaningful connections. And the cynic, going on a new path toward honesty, will serve as a light of hope for everyone who feels it is too late to change. As these personal improvements get attention, news will spread like wildfire. You'll find yourself getting accolades from the most unexpected places. New individuals, groups, and professional possibilities that were out of reach will begin to emerge. Because honesty has a magnetic frequency, doors will open for you in seemingly amazing ways. The more you live in accordance with your divine truth, the more the proper people, opportunities, and resources come into your life. Obstacles that were insurmountable will begin to resolve themselves with almost miraculous ease. You'll realize that every obstacle, misunderstanding, and moment of uncertainty you've faced has been part of your divine training. Your path has never been about personal progress. It has always been about acting as living evidence to a world hungry for truth. Your dedication to being yourself has sent waves of change outward, touching people you may not even be aware of. A call to support the light. This new chapter in your life will need courage, knowledge, and support. The work we undertake at God Connection is a sacred vocation, committed to bringing these life-changing messages of truth, light, and divine clarity to chosen ones all around the globe, including you. This endeavor needs energy and resources to keep blazing brilliantly. If this message has touched your heart and you feel compelled to support this precious work, I respectfully request that you consider making a gift using the Super Thanks button below this video. A $10 donation, or whatever amount you feel compelled to donate, makes a significant impact. It enables us to continue developing great material and shining a light on many others who are lost and looking for a sign. Your energy, whether expressed via prayer, a share, or a cash donation, feeds this holy endeavor and contributes to the miracle. And, if you haven't already, please subscribe to God Connection and share this video with everyone you believe deserves to hear this powerful message of hope and affirmation. Leave a remark below to share a piece of your journey. Please let us know how you're prepared for your own recognition revolution. Every encounter contributes to our community and increases our collective light. Welcome to your new era. Chosen one, the recognition phase has finally come. You are about to connect with remarkable people who have been waiting for someone just like you. What started as embarrassment and discomfort for those who questioned you has evolved into a narrative of freedom for them, you, and everyone who witnesses it. You will no longer need to defend your character or explain your motivations. Your honesty will be your credentials. The energy you formerly used on defense may now be directed toward your higher mission, a calling that becomes clearer with each passing day. You are becoming into a tuning fork for truth. Your very presence will be enough to disintegrate anything is not genuine around you, since honesty has a vibration that naturally exposes anything that is out of sync. You are and always have been precisely who you claimed you were. That fact will soon be apparent, for everyone. The revolution of honesty is about to begin, and you are the spark. Welcome to the new age. Dear Father, I pray for the loved ones seeing this right now. Strengthen them faith and enable them to believe you even when actual proof is lacking. Allow them to sense your constant presence, knowing you are a shield surrounding them and that your thoughts for them are peaceful and prosperous, providing them with a future and hope. Thank you, kind and everlasting Father, for always hearing our voices. I pray in Jesus' holy and majestic name. Amen. Thank you for being a member of the God Connection family. Keep shining brightly and face your heavenly destiny with confidence. We will see you in the future video. Blessings, dear soul.